First of all, let me express to Kenyans in South Sea, with all those people who have suffered damaged property in the collapse of the building in South Sea. Let me start by saying that I'm not surprised with the collapse of building in South Sea, because the collapse of building in Kenya is not new. This is not the last building to fall. This is not the first one. It's been ever in all cities in Kenya. And let's start by giving you, for example, before you construct a house, there's a process. First of all, you have to go to NEMA. You have to go all to the construction companies. Even the companies doing the construction must be registered and must be accredited by the Kenya Construction Authority. So there was this should not be happening in any way. But why is this happening? Before you build any house in Nairobi, you have to get what you call construction license, the last step you do. And you get it from the Nairobi County government. So in Nairobi, I have been part of the working with different people who are doing construction in Nairobi. Since Sakaja became governor of Nairobi, while William Ruto is the president of Kenya, after you pay all the required fees and you get all the approvals, the printed construction license is issued by Sakaja directly, and you have to pay 2 million shillings. 1 million shillings goes to Sakaja, 1 million shillings goes to the president, and there's no receipt for it. That's what happens. And this is not just Kenya, not just Nairobi. In Mombasa, when Joho was the governor, whenever anybody wanted to build houses in Mombasa, they were to give Joho at least a lease of an apartment when they are doing apartment buildings. And that's why I discovered that many people postponed the construction in Mombasa County during Joho's government, waiting for him to go home. And eventually, when they had Raila, who was honorably a friend of Joho, extending a hand by appointing Joho, without knowing this thing, that Joho was going to minister for lands, many people did not vote for Raila in Mombasa. If you look at the number of voters in 2022 compared to 2017 for Mombasa County, there was a lot of drop. A lot of support was lost. Some people never voted. In fact, if you look, Arun Samar struggled to win that governor seat from the little known Omar. It tells you that was the very impact. It happens everywhere. When you hear this thing, governor says, I have gone to State House to work with the president. Kenyans don't listen that there's development. What that means simply is that I am going to share corruption proceeds from my county with the president. That some projects, some taxes, some fees, which we are going to collect, which are completely unconstitutional, which are based on corruption, will be shared by and with the president. That's what happened. For example, even in Kilifi County, I was talking to young people here, this is the same thing. All these things they share. And that's why devolution was supposed to make a governor work at his county, deliver service to the county, not saying he's going to work at State House. You have your money being given to the county. Why must you work with State House? And Kenyans, let me tell you what, this will not end if it does not end. And let me tell you what, as the presidential candidate with LDP, we have 7 things we are going to do to address this matter. The first thing, we are going to address the root cause of the problem, which I've told you, which is corruption. The second thing, we are going to have independent checks and balances of the structural setup of the buildings in Nairobi. The third thing is we are going to enforce zoning and heights policy ruthlessly. Number 4, we are going to ensure there is professional accountability from the engineers, associations, and even all professional bodies to ensure that happens. That's why we are actually saying that most of the governors who are going to front to run for governor under LDP should be technocrats, people who understand these laws. The fifth thing, we are going to improve the construction quality, which many things are important. The workmanship and the material being used. Some people put half cement, eat the other half of the bag. And that's why the structures are very weak. Some of them bring very unqualified people to be like people in front of the line managers, and that becomes a problem. The sixth thing, we are going to ensure there is public awareness and tenants protection rights before a building is given for occupation. There must be high level protection of tenants and awareness. And lastly, political will. That is the hard truth. We want governors who will bring political will in the construction sector to avert this. But before that, wait for LDP government. That's why those talk about, oh, we are waiting for 2032, we shall run after Ruto. We can't wait. 2027 is already too much. The people who have suffered from this building collapse in Nairobi, in South Sea, have suffered. Others are yet to suffer while we watch. Hatuwezi tukasimama kama uovu inatawala. As we step into the new year, many of you do so with heavy hearts. We are very much aware of that as LDP. You voted with hope. You trusted a promise. Yet today, too many families feel forgotten, they feel unheard, they feel abandoned by the very government they elected. To the people who are struggling to make ends meet, they are still hungry. To the farmer who sweat no longer guarantees a fair return of their investment. To the youth with education, they see no opportunity. To my mother choosing between school fees and food. To the elderly, the displaced, the disabled, the struggling, the small tender, I can tell you, I see you, LDP sees you and feels you. Let me say that a nation cannot prosper when the many are sacrificed for the comfort of the few. Kenya was not built to serve elites only. It was built on the strength, dignity, and the resilience of the ordinary Kenyan citizens. This year marks a turning point. The Liberal Democratic Party offers not just promises, but a new prototype of government, one that restores trust and brings true hope to the lives of ordinary Kenyans. A people-centered model where leadership is service, resources follow needs, and policy is felt in the household, not just announced at podiums, whatever that is, political podium, religious podiums, and the rest. LDP has a prototype, which will begin from the grassroots level, saying, Fukuza Fuliza, from the grassroots level, from every polling station in Kenya. And we began in Kilifi County, Magarini Sub-County, Magarini Ward, Marekebuni polling station. Under an LDP government, no Kenyan will be invisible. Opportunity will not be the preserve of the connected. Public resources will serve public good. There will be no one who will use public resources to buy private services, whether it is healthcare, whether it is education, whether it is infrastructure, or any benefit. Leadership will be about service, not entitlement. We will demonstrate this prototype through accountable leadership, inclusive economic policies, and build institutions to work for the many, not the few, offering opportunities for everyone. Ours will be a government that Kenyans can see, feel, trust, and be part of. We want Kenyans not to be our followers and fans. We want Kenyans to be stakeholders in their own government, because that's what government is all about. So hope is not dead. It is simply delayed. This new year, let us renew our faith in ourselves, our communities, and faith in our nation. Let us choose courage over fear, unity over division, and justice over neglect. Kenya belongs to all of us, and together with LDP, we will reclaim it. Just in 19 months from today, standing firmly with the lowly, the lost, the least, and the last. May this new year bring renewed hope, restored dignity, and a clear path to a fairer, kinder, and more just Kenya. God bless you, and God bless Kenya.